I need to think about it is probably one of the worst objections to get as a salesperson if you don't know how to deal with it. And this is why, with our sales team during our morning meeting, we decided to drill down on that objection. Now, I did not prep them ahead of time. I just put them on the ice and was like, hey, Jose, answer that objection. So, obviously, when you're not expecting it, you're not even in a sales call setting, it's very hard to get into that focus mode and handle it the right way. But this is why we need to practice it that way, because you never know in a sales call when that objection is going to come up, but you always need to know how to handle it. So pretty much what you're going to see next is some raw edits, about our morning meeting that we just had this morning. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm asking 3 of our sales reps in a row to handle that objection. Now, unfortunately, none of them got it right. So at the end of the call, I'm actually role playing with one of the salesperson on our team, and I'm giving it my best shot at handling it the right way, using the right framework. And obviously, I'm also breaking down that framework for you guys so that you can just copy it and use it onto your sales calls, no matter what offer you're selling, whether it's recruiting, insurance, any high ticket offer. This is going to work every single time for the I need to think about it objection. So without further ado, let's get into this call recording. We don't have a Dr. Frame now. All 3, right? Jose, Alfred, Zach, is too long. You need to shut down that objection, not let it grow, right? You need to shut it down real quick. If we have a better frame than them, then this objection means nothing. We can't let that objection be an objection. If our frame is significantly stronger than theirs, they will accept our frame. That's always how it goes in conversations. Whoever's got the stronger frame wins, right? So let's make sure that you keep that frame and you use that frame at the end of the call. For example, let's just role play Jose, throw the objection, and let's pretend I've done a good job at the info gather and the tie downs, like we should all do. Then I have the frame. So here's how I'm going to use it. Okay, let's try it out.
Okay, perfect. So it's either 5,000 or 3,000 then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, look, thank you so much for everything. 100%. Yeah. Okay. Could you just literally give me like a little bit of time to think about it, then get back to you 100%, just a little.
So I'm going to throw Jose on the ice here for this morning. Jose, I need to think about it. I really like the program. So can we talk tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Let's book another time.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to think about it. Gotcha. So other than thinking about it, just to be 100% sure, the program, the system itself, A to Z, how we walk through it, is this what you need to get to 10 recruits per month?
Yeah, like I said, I love the program, but it is a big investment for me. So I just want to take time to think about it before I just pull the trigger.
It's a big investment.
Yeah, for me it is.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. So is it really thinking about it? Is it more on the finances side? What's sort of going on there?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, I would say. It's finances, well, thinking about the finances pretty much.
Gotcha. Well, I'm really glad that you share that with me. Really, really glad that you share that with me. And I understand, you're not the first person to be a little bit shocked by the sticker price. Could I ask you a question on that just so I can fully understand?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So when you say it's about the price, is it like the money's just not in the account right now, or you're not sure if what we're bringing you at the end of the day is worth the value?
Well, if it works the way you say it's going to work, it is definitely worth the value. And I have the money in the account, so that's not really the issue. It's more a question of me not knowing, if it's going to work the exact way you've described it, essentially.
Okay. Really happy that you shared that with me then. Could I ask you another question, Pablo?
Yeah, sure.
Is it like the nerves, man?
Well, yeah, because it's the first time that, I'm working with you guys. I learned about you guys, like basically through an ad. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested in doing it, to be honest with you, but I'm a little bit scared of actually doing it right away.
Yeah, well, look, I'm really happy to share with me, and I'm also really happy to hear that, right? You told me a little bit before you were married, you had your wife and everything else. I can imagine how ridiculously scary it was, the moments leading up to you dropping on that knee and proposing, and so many of life's biggest decisions are so scary, right? So we've walked through every step. right? Now, currently you're doing 5 to 10 appointments every single month. You're doing like 1 to 2 recruits consistently a month, and you're not going to get to RVP going that way, right? We've all talked through that. There's no system that you can open the tap on and get those people coming in. And then we talked about the system itself, and you let me know that, yeah, this is a system where I can open the tap and just recruits start coming in, appointments start coming in. So just on paper, it made sense. Same way it made sense, you know, to marry your wife and everything else. Now it's just that fear. So it comes down to that. Everything's going to be ridiculously scary, and that's a really good feeling. So where do you want to go from here? Do you want to dive into that fear, or what's going on? Or what do you want to do?
You know what? I think I need to try it out. I think that's the next step.
Okay, awesome. So I can send you over, you know, the actual invoice and everything else, but just want to be sure, like 100% you want to do this, yeah?
Yeah,
Right.
I gotta give it a shot.
Okay, good.
Cool, amazing. So we got to it. I kind of threw 2 objections in the mix, the thinking about it and the money. I like how you brought me back to the uncertainty, because the money was actually just a front, and it would have been easy to be like, oh, okay, money objection, this guy had no money, right? But you were able to paste that, come back to the uncertainty. What I would have loved to see when you get to the uncertainty is make it really clear for me that if I keep doing what I'm currently doing, I'm not gonna get anywhere, right? But if I actually try something new that's been proven to work, then I'm at least I'm trying to achieve my goals, right? I'm taking action towards success. Like you did that, but it was not like crystal clear, like A, B. Like, look, is it just the nerves? Yeah, okay. Well, it's really a simple decision, man. Here's the thing. We already know what you're currently doing. It's not getting you where you want to be. Am I right? Yeah. So here's the other option. You actually try out this system, and this is actually giving you a shot. It's you taking action towards actually hitting your goal, actually getting the business you want to get. And I've been able to share with you the hundreds of ways that it actually has worked for other people in similar situations. So how about we actually take action and actually try to hit your goals? How do you feel about that? Like, I don't know. So just something like that would work better for me personally.
Yeah,
Uh,
the wording
yeah,
was
yeah.
not there.
But at least we
And
got the
also wasn't
framework in.
delivered.
We got the
Tonality
framework
wise,
in.
yeah, but tonality wise, I also didn't deliver it the right way on that one.
No, but it's good. It's a warm up in the morning. It's a warm up in the morning, right? So this is like way better than last week when we were practicing it, right? It's way better. Okay. How about we do the same thing here, Zach? I really love all the presentation that you've shared with me, and I think this can definitely help me. To be honest with you, Zach, I might need a day or two to think about it before I move forward.
Okay. Um, well, I hear that a lot. And, if I'm being honest with you, we end up never really, having a conversation again. So, assuming, we never see each other again, is there anything else that you could think of right now that you need to think about, just assuming that we never see each other again, so I can answer that today?
I can't really think of anything now that I would need to get information about.
Okay. So it kind of sounds like it's not anything specific that you need to think about. It's just you typically don't pull the trigger on things right away. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I understand. I used to be the same way. Okay. But in life, sometimes you have to understand that if you don't see a reason why you shouldn't do it, that itself is a reason why you should do it. Okay. And, you actually doing that is actually just going to hurt you more than it helps you, because then you might overthink it. You might, you know, um, have issues that come up. If you're in a position and you're able to, and you have an opportunity, it's best to take advantage of it. Okay. Because, you know, um, unless you can think of anything, I think that you're just nervous to pull the trigger, and that's fine. You should be. It just means that this is very important to you, and it's very important to me. So I promise you, you're in good hands here, and we will do everything in our power to make sure that we pay a lot of attention to you and make sure that this is the best decision you ever made. But you have to take that leap of faith with me, okay?
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, Pavel, there are a lot of agents that don't end up ever doing anything, and most of them aren't in the industry anymore, okay? And you need to do something. So don't let yourself get cold feet now. Let's get this done. Let's get you started, and let's make this happen for you.
Hmm. I really want to do this, Zach. Can I just take a day, just one day to think about it?
Yeah, yeah, understandable. I get it. I get it. But our time is valuable here. Okay. I meet with a lot of people every day. Um, I can't guarantee that, I'll have availability for you tomorrow. I'm here today. You're here today. There's not really any real things that you can think of that would stop you from doing this. Like I said, if you don't think that this is the best fit for you, let me know now. But you said that it is. So let's just get started. Let's make this happen. And let's make sure that today is the best day of your life. Because today's the day your life's gonna change. Okay?
Hmm.
Unless you can think of a reason.
Well, what if I do it for 30 days and then it doesn't work, right? Or like I want to stop after 30 days. Is that something I can do?
Look, it's a 4-month agreement. Okay. The reason why it's 4 months is because we want to make sure that you're actually getting good results and we want to be with you in the long term. Okay. If this was just a 30-day thing or a 30-day commit, we're committed to you and we ask you for you to be committed to us. Okay. Because not winning is not an option.
Hmm.
Okay. And in 30 days, we're handicapping ourselves. Okay. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is us coming into your business. We're holding hands. We're getting married and we're going to make sure that we get you to that finish line. Okay. We're committed to you. You should be committed to us. Wouldn't you be committed to somebody who's committed to working with you and
Hmm.
staying with you in the long run?
Yeah, that's the goal, right? That's what we both want to do is make sure that we get results and stay committed in the long term. But I'm
Yeah.
just asking, what if, nothing happens in the first 30 days and I don't get like, what you talked about today, then would I be like tied to a contract to pay the other 3 months or what would happen?
It's an agreement, right? Like at the end of the day, no one's gonna, put a gun to your head. We're here to help you.
Hmm.
Okay. It's an agreement. We ask you to honor your agreement and honor your commitment and do something that you haven't done before because you haven't done anything like this before, right?
Hmm.
And you haven't been able to uh, get the results that you want because of it. And that's understandable. Again, I don't know if I told you this, but 80% of people in the industry are done after the first year, right? We're trying to save you and help you and be that partner for you. And we ask that you stay committed with us. Just give us 4 months. You've already been doing this for 3 years. You've gotten the results that you've gotten. Give us 4 months. What's 4 months to 3 years? And if you don't have as much results in those last 3 years, you only had 5 recruits with you right now. Look, I promise you're gonna have maybe double or triple that, quadruple that in the next 4 months. Okay, but I
Okay.
ask that you stay through the 4 months to find out.
Okay. Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you. Sending you the invoice now.
All right. Alfred, take me back to the gap, okay? Take me back quicker to the gap, to what happens if I don't do this? And if I think about it, what happens if I don't do this? I really like how you started, Zach. Well, can you think of a reason not to do this? And then I was like, no. Okay. Now, what happens if you actually don't do it? Well, everything you hate is going to keep happening. So how about we stop that and get you what you want instead? Okay. I think this is how we beat this uncertainty objection. So Alfred, take me there. Okay. Take me there. I love the program, Alfred. I think it can help me, but I just need a day to think about it before I actually move forward. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I totally understand. It's a big decision, so need a little bit of time. We can definitely do that, but just so I can get a better understanding of sort of where your head's at, so I can inform you as best as possible. Money aside, financial commitment aside, how do you feel about the system in and as of itself, and its ability to get you from where you are now, which is, you're looking at maybe 1 recruit a month, up to your goal of, what did we discuss earlier? It was 8 recruits a month you want to reach, right? So money aside, how do you feel about the actual system in itself and its ability to do that for you?
Yeah, if it works the way you shared, then that's exactly what I need.
Okay. So money aside, and it's just a case of if it works. So I want to highlight the if there. So I'm getting a sense that there's a bit of nerves here, maybe a bit of uncertainty if it's going to work for you specifically. Is that right?
Yeah, because like we get approached all the time by people who say, "Hey, I can do this, I can do that for you," and we hear like horror stories all the time. So that's why, like, even though it all sounds great, maybe I just want to do like a little bit more research before I actually pull the trigger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, there's lots of horror stories out there, right? I mean, we spoke about all those lead gen sellers selling recycled leads earlier, didn't we? So, like, due diligence is important, right? I showed you the testimonials and client results we have, and I showed you, my own calendar, which uses the same system. So, I don't think there's any doubt really that we can book you those appointments. But I understand it's a big investment for you, and so, it's something that's going to make you nervous, but that's a good thing. Because if you're not nervous, then you don't care. If you don't care, then we don't want to be your partner, right? So at the end of the day, it's just coming down to whether or not you feel like this is the right decision for you, and to overcome that sort of nervous barrier, right? Which is totally cool. Totally understand that barrier. But that being said, let's look at the possible outcomes here, right? You don't do anything, we book a follow-up call, and then, we never speak again, because realistically, that's usually what it looks like, right? And then, you don't change anything within your business, and you keep getting, 1 recruit every other month. All of those problems that you were telling me about, they're just going to get worse. I mean, if you're not moving forward, you're actually sinking, right? So nothing's going to change. And you've spent the first 10 minutes of the call telling me how uncomfortable that makes you. But then the other possible outcome is if we work together, we hold hands through the process, and we help build your business with you. The best possible outcome is, you're going to hit that 8 recruits a month, and within 4 months, you're going to be at that revenue that's going to allow you to come away from your 9 to 5, that 9 to 5 that you've just been telling me that you hate, right? So, and then worst case from that is maybe you don't get the full 8 recruits a month. For whatever reason, maybe you drop a little bit down, but it's still a hell of a lot better than, your current situation. So I understand it's a big decision, but personally, I think that in order to make this change from where you are currently, I think it's the right decision for you. And really, I think we should get started sooner rather than later to get you the hell out of that office and away from that asshole manager of yours as quickly as possible.
Okay. So guys, it's too long. It's too long. We don't have a Dr. Frame now. All 3, right? Jose, Alfred, Zach, it's too long. You need to shut down that objection, not let it grow, right? We need to shut it down real quick. If we have a better frame than them, then this objection means nothing. We can't let that objection be an objection. If our frame is significantly stronger than theirs, they will accept our frame. That's always how it goes in conversations. Whoever's got the stronger frame wins, right? So let's make sure that you keep that frame and you use that frame at the end of the call. For example, let's just role play Jose, throw the objection, and let's pretend I've done a good job at the info gather and the tie downs, like we should all do. Then I have the frame. So here's how I'm going to use it. Okay, let's try it out.
Okay, perfect. So it's either 5,000 or 3,000 then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, look, thank you so much for everything. 100%. Yeah. Okay. Could you just literally give me like a little bit of time to think about it, then get back to you 100%, just a little bit of time to think about it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Now, just for clarity here, do you still feel like this is the exact program that you need to actually get to your goals, or what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So essentially what you're saying is you're not even thinking about if you should do this or not. Like, you're already 100% in, you really want to do this, and pretty much like the only other thing to do is just to get started, or what's going on here?
Yeah, well, I gotta think about like, certain parts of the process and things like that, and sort of like the lead quality, and then just, a couple things like that. As you know, like in the past, like I got burned and all that. So it's so hard for me now to just jump into something like this, as much as everything that you've told me is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, got it. So essentially, you do need some more information about certain parts of our process, such as lead quality and other parts of the process in order to make the best decision. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know if the right word is information. I think, well, do you have any more information for me?
Well, yeah, absolutely, man. I am your source of information, right? So take me back in the process where you'd like to clarify how the lead quality works, just so I can be like the best resource for you. Because if that's the main thing, are the leads good quality? Then obviously you're not going to know that unless I actually share with you how the leads are qualified. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, you know, you told me like they want a business opportunity, they want commission, they want that time freedom and all that. How does that like promise me that they're gonna be good people? How does that promise me they're gonna be good candidates? You know,
Yeah, for
how
sure. So
not be someone
let me
who, like,
ask you this. If someone is looking to start their own business in financial services, right? They're looking to be their own boss and build their own stuff. And they've watched a whole presentation about this opportunity, and then they decide that they want to book a call with you, knowing it's 100% commission based, knowing they're going to have to recruit and build a team to have residual income, then do you feel like this is a good conversation for you?
yeah, honestly, it's better than most conversations that I'm having right now.
Exactly. So again, let me take you back, right? Earlier in the conversation, you mentioned that your biggest challenge was that you were not able to have highly qualified people on the call with you. And that if you had highly qualified people on the call with you, then you'd be able to make 15 to 20K per month. Is that right?
100%.
So essentially, this is a very, very simple decision, right? It's like, do you want to keep doing what you're already doing, which you know is not taking you where you want to be because you've been doing it for a long time, right? And you're not where you want to be. Or we can actually give this system a shot where it's been proven to bring high quality people and lots of volume in front of you on your calendar. And then if that happens, then you actually have a shot at building the business that you want. So how about we actually do this? Instead of staying exactly where we're at, let's actually take action. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. And therefore, I mean, people who take risk usually get the biggest rewards. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the lead quality is gonna be good. I think all that. It just goes back to the thing that I told you, Pavel, about like it's not. I believe everything you're saying. I've just been burned in the past when I make these things like this, especially for a commitment like this. Like,
Yeah.
do this. Could I like?
Can I be honest with you, Jose?
Of course.
You've mentioned that the lead gen system you used were leads that you've bought for client acquisition and that it had nothing to do with recruiting, right? And we've also established that bringing on recruits into your team is the easiest way to get clients. And you already know that. You didn't learn that today. You already know all that. And you already know that you can get recruits with this system and therefore you're going to get more clients. So really, again, right? We came on this call today to find a solution on how to bring you high quality recruits. And I genuinely believe that this is the solution that you were looking for. And you've mentioned that you know that with this lead quality, you're going to be able to get the recruits. And if you get the recruits, you'll get the revenue. So what's really going on, man?
No,
How
I
about
think
we,
it
how
makes
about
sense.
we give it a shot? How about we make it happen?
Okay, let's do it.
Amazing. Cool. I'm going to send over the initial invoice here. Now, the email I had was jose@fondaco.com. Still the email you want to use?
Yeah, it's still the email.
Perfect. Amazing. So then I would send out the invoice, right? So don't let the frame too easy. Don't give them a reason, like, for example, oh yeah, definitely, like, there's tons of scams out there about lead gen that sucks. Because then you're just reinforcing the bad stuff. You gotta shut that down and be like, well, hold on, you already told me why it sucked and how this is different. So that's not going to be the case. That's out of the equation, right? So what else have you got? Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to do a couple things there that Pavel handled. Wow, the first one was like on that first tie down, I really wanted to like have a shitty answer with uncertainty. And
Yeah.
I really wanted to have a shitty answer with uncertainty on that first tie down. And then also see sort of like what happened after. It was just like me like dying in silence type of thing. But yeah, that was handled really well.
Yeah, because if the first tie down is low uncertainty, then your second tie down has to be like super extremely high that if they say yes, they're fully committed to moving forward. because they're not going to be able to say yes. And what you don't want to do is like, they're like, yeah, and you're like, oh, I sense some uncertainty. And then they're like, no, but it takes the conversation off rail. So if your first add-on is low certainty, then go for like a super strong second one, because they're not going to be able to lie to you the second time.
Yeah,
right?
then you got my objection. Then you got my objection on the second
Exactly.
one. It was like that.
Yeah. Because if you do a soft hideout, people will lie both times. Now you're back at 0. It's ineffective. So, but
Yo,
yeah, go ahead, Zach.
I usually, to be honest with you, I usually don't get that objection. I do sometimes, but it's not like a normal thing. I don't usually give people that control of that. But I need to start doing more one call closes. So that means I'm probably gonna start getting this objection a lot more. So with that being said, tomorrow I will have a solution to this problem.